So this is the deal. I've done a number of Twitter Spaces, and everyone's like, "Viva, I didn't know you had such a bad lisp." And I listened to it, and I was like, "Holy crap! It does sound like I have a lisp." Elon Musk did an interview with Donald Trump Monday night. It was like a 2-hour Monday. I think it was Monday. 2 hours and 20 minutes. An amazing thing. They had over 1 million people listening live. They say there's only been 1 billion impressions, however you want to qualify that. It's good, but it's a little misleading because sometimes impressions means like scrolling up.
Yeah.
But 1 million people watching live, talking about free advertising or at least reaching a market. And everyone was like, this thing goes off without a hitch, really, except for the 40-minute DDoS delay at the beginning, which they then try to like chalk up to Elon not knowing how to run a company.
Yeah,
but
okay. It was called an attack.
It's called a what is the word?
Crime. The DDoS.
You get that Thierry dude from the European Union.
Yeah, with
saying,
a letter.
Yeah, a letter. You better censor Trump, and then you get a massive DDoS attack, according to Elon Musk, if you take him at his word. They got it off anyhow, and it was better late than never. Amazing thing. Trump is it's a wonderful interactive conversation, and so the media's got to figure out how do they demonize Trump for this afterwards. And because they now want to use against Trump what was true of their candidate, they want to go with senile, having a stroke, medical conditions, whatever. And you get these jackasses here. If you can bring this one up, John Harwood. I don't know when he became the enemy.
Yeah.
Because I remember his face from growing up. Like I thought he was a decent journalist. Yeah. Has anyone credibly explained what was up with Trump's voice last night? Because what
credibly explained?
Other than the fact that many people did, they were attacking him. Oh, you could take that down. They were attacking him for having a lisp, which they were then saying was a sign of cognitive decline.
Oh God, I love it.
The idiots don't understand that there's compression when it comes to these microphones. When you speak on your phone microphone during a thing, Zoom has such a known problem with the lisp that they gave you these like tips as to how you can avoid the Zoom lisp. Yeah. There was video of Trump talking into his phone where there wasn't a lisp.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what it was. It was not a lisp indicating cognitive decline or stroke or whatever. But these propagandists come out, and now you can pull my reply up. Oh, put John J. Harwood on blast today. Everyone explained it. Tim Pool talked about it. Steven Crowder talked about it.
You talked about it.
I talked about it because it's happened to me. We're like, oh, whatever lisp I have certainly was accentuated. But it's the only thing they have to try to like laugh at Trump, who had a 2-hour conversation with Elon Musk, the likes of which that idiot DEI didn't earn it higher Kamala Harris could never have. And then you get people saying, well, we've got to go after Elon Musk for a campaign contribution because he gave 2 hours of airtime to Trump, and that's an illegal campaign contribution. He offered it to Kamala as well.
Yeah.
She has yet to accept it because, my goodness, the sound bites you'd get of 2 hours unfiltered Kamala Harris, woo, it would be great.
Dude, I cannot wait. And no, you're right, bro. And again, it's just they're gonna keep her away till dude, I still have a weird feeling about the DNC.
I can't believe they're going this low with a lisp.
Dude, hold on.
Is that all you
they
got?
Surprise you going off a Rob story.
On.
Jeffrey Epstein, like, dude, like right now, if you bought, I don't know, did somebody buy Epstein's apartment in New York? I'm pretty sure.
Someone had to. They're not going to burn it down.
They're not going to burn it and like have a priest. I'd have a priest go in there first.
Well, it is weird. His Palm Beach property was purchased and then demolished, as was the homes on Little St. James Island. So both of the places.
But it might be harder to destroy a high-rise. You can't just destroy one.
Yeah, absolutely. But you gotta understand, they demolished a mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, one of the richest areas in all of the United States of America. It's not like it was a rundown shack by the beach. Somebody purchased his home and then demolished his Palm Beach property.
Bro, it's
possessed.
If I bought the New York apartment, I would literally hire a group of priests, like good ones, and just holy water and pray that. No, I'm dead serious. I wouldn't just buy that. Like, how do you brag about that? Do you have people in the house and you're like, this was Epstein's? I'm like, oh, really? We're leaving.
Well, what you could do is turn it into a museum of sorts. I don't mean that in a funny way. Like, turn it into a sordid museum and highlight the clients who don't exist. I mean, you could have done something interesting with it that doesn't involve demolishing it, but it's definitely a cursed entity.
Yeah.
But the question here now is, so they're going after Trump for the lisp, trying to accuse Trump of everything that was true of Joe Biden.
Yes.
Kids on drugs. You remember they accused Eric Trump of being on cocaine.
Of course. And Don Jr.
And they accused Trump of going to hookers and pissing on things in hotels, which undoubtedly Hunter did.
And he told, by the way, this absolute BS story. He told somebody heard that he said that the military and those sons of bitches. It's like, dude, shut up.
Suckers and losers.
The guy that loves the military, that salutes them, that when their hats fall down off of Air Force One, he put them on. It's like they're grasping at, Dave, it's anything, but my thing is, and to what accord? Like, you're just going to have people sitting around, liberals in California going, did you hear him lisp? What is that doing?
Well,
it's just nothing.
It's
nothing.
It's not astroturfing might not be the right word, but it's mass formation psychosis where they will get people to believe that something's wrong with Trump, or at the very least distract from the substance of that 2-hour discussion and come away with the headline Lisp, or they couldn't run it properly because it was delayed.
Well, that's what happened as soon as Biden dropped out. You saw all the Democrats suddenly start running headlines like, oh, well, Donald Trump's now the oldest presidential candidate in history. We have questions about age all of a sudden. As soon as Biden was out of the way, now it's acceptable. Every time you saw Biden mumble like a you-know-what, while he was up there with the microphone, and they said, no, he just has a speech impediment.
Yeah.
He's always struggled with the speech impediment. How dare you make fun of him for that? So now a lisp is a legitimate speech impediment, and Trump did not sound like a moron as he was talking. He just was lisping.
They were going after the lisp as an indication of a stroke or some form of cognitive issue.
Well, it's like nothing's working. Like, it doesn't work.
Well, when it doesn't work, what do? Go to the electronic voting machines. Now, there was an article that came out. There's an article that came out yesterday. It's an amazing thing. Like, history doesn't repeat, but it tends to rhyme. And Alex Jones always says they use the same tactics over and over again. An article in Politico came out yesterday, which I put on blast, and it's still demonetized on YouTube because YouTube is asshole. But it's about how there was a hacking convention in, where was it?
So for background, it's the DEF CON convention in Las Vegas.
I was there. I was there doing an event, and they were there, and I was around guys. He's like, don't. The guy said to me, not to cut you off, Connor. He goes, hey, if you're in the hotel, don't get on the Wi-Fi. And I was like, why? He's like, there's all hackers here. I
wanted to bring that up, actually.
I'm leaving. I'm going to the Luxor.
Yeah, it's a giant white hat hacker convention. I think they have it every year. My father-in-law has gone to this convention multiple times over the course of the years. He's an engineer. He does like big software stuff. The stories he comes back from this convention with are insane. First of all, he goes to a gas station and buys a burner phone before he goes there.
Wow.
Because nobody brings their phone.
Weird.
Everybody who goes there knows don't carry a credit card anywhere within a mile of the convention or it will be stolen immediately. So it's
Shut up.
It's a legitimate conference for people who are in the tech field. You know, they study vulnerabilities, they learn about software stuff, but everyone there has the know-how to get up to nefarious stuff, and nefarious stuff goes on around the peripheries of it. This being one of the latest examples where they were testing out voting machines. Viva, back to you.
Yeah, well, that's
for
it.
The rest
So
of that story.
They were there for 2.5 days to try to crack voting machines and expose vulnerabilities. They do it every year, so don't worry about it. They reveal these vulnerabilities every year, except usually when it's not 3 months or 2.5 months before an election, they have time to implement whatever corrective measures are revealed through exposing the vulnerabilities of the voting machines. The Politico headline and the article goes on to detail YouTube doesn't like it when people actually show that there's vulnerabilities with electronic voting. They say they've exposed vulnerabilities in all aspects of the voting, from the machine to the e-books and all these things that I don't really know much about. But there's not enough time to implement corrective measures to remedy these vulnerabilities between now and November. Why? So I asked the question, like, why are they bringing this up now? First of all, if we can play that clip just the first minute.
Okay, go for it.
Listen to this. This is from how many years ago?
Concerns are growing this morning over the possibility of a hacked presidential election. Experts believe a cyber attack this year could be a reality, especially following the hack of DNC email.
2016.
The ranking member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee sent a letter Monday to the Homeland Security Secretary. It said in part, election security is critical, and a cyber attack by foreign actors on our election systems could compromise the integrity of our voting process.
All right.
Oh, weird. So that was 2016. They were warning
2016.
that a cyber attack, I'm pretty sure they're going to say Russia, can affect the election, which, by the way, that's still on the table for this election.
It's been, first of all, well, it's interesting because it's on the table 2016, off the table 2020, back on the table 2024.
Weird.
And so the question is, why? There's the intelligence saying, and if anybody remembers who said it, tell me. It's not a question of what people know, it's a question of when they learn it. Because you can't conceal the truth forever, but you can trickle out the information.
Of course.
Why are they now bringing out what we've all known for 15, 20 years about e-voting machines? On the eve of this election, I believe that they know that Kamala Harris is not polling the way they say she's polling. I believe they know she's a disgusting, detested, and detestable person. And I believe they fear Trump is going to win. Plant this seed now that if there's a Trump victory, they get to blame it on foreign interference, foreign hacking in the machine.
That's Russia collusion 2.0. They're going to say, because mind you, that's the gameplay. The gameplay is he cannot win, so either stop people from voting, hack the machines, or have some major black swan event to keep everybody from going to the voting booth, which happened in House of Cards. They did a fake, the government, the president, did a fake terrorist attack at a polling station, and they shut everything down and
Yeah.
they suspended the election.
Now, this problem is older and is bigger than this in particular. And I think I said it before. The dumbest voter, the mouth breather, there's barely there, that the guy that can barely make a driving license.
Stop talking about Rob like
okay?
he's sitting right
Sorry,
there. Like, I wouldn't
but
talk about Rob right now.
That guy, the dumbest guy, needs to be able to audit the election. These decisions are too important to have technology that not everyone that is voting understands. Pen and paper, that's the norm. That's why people go to the DEF CON and they leave their wallet at home, they leave their phone at home. Anything that you don't understand how it works,
Exactly.
you don't use it for these things. You leave your phone at home, you leave your credit card at home, and you bring cash. That's what we need to go back to pen and paper.
Yep.
So even dumbasses like me that can barely count
Yeah.
can audit an election. Paper ballot by
Yeah.
paper ballot.
Yep.
And this is bound to happen. Like, it's bound to happen.
Oh, yeah,
It's common sense. 2 pieces of ID, pen and paper, counted the day of. Period.
Period.
And anybody who wants to say that that's racist because you don't,
Yeah.
voter ID, bullshit. We do it in Canada. We're not a racist country. And if you think that minorities or whomever are incapable of getting government issued IDs, you're the racist.
Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, Canada is not freaking racist, but your prime minister, is that what it is? He's a flamer. That guy is flaming hot. What's up, everybody? Vincent O'Shawn here. If you want to see me and the entire Valuetainment crew, we will be at the Volt Conference September 4th through the 7th at the Palm Beach Convention Center, hosted by none other than Patrick Bet-David and featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guys, this is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to level up, do not miss this opportunity. This is the best place to network. If you want tickets, go to thevoltconference.com. Do not waste time. This thing is going to sell out, and I will see you guys there. Peace and love. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.